Hello friends, we begin with 2 pounds, or 900 grams of ground beef in a large mixing bowl. Crack in 2 eggs. Now, let's season it with 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, and 1 teaspoon of paprika for a gentle warmth. Next, grate 1 medium onion. As it breaks down, it releases its juices, which will keep the meat tender and add a gentle sweetness to balance the spices. The smell of fresh onion always makes me think of those early evenings at home. Add the grated onion right into the bowl. Now, finely chop a small bunch of fresh parsley. It's such a simple herb, yet so powerful, full of vitamins and antioxidants that support our health. And every time I add parsley, it feels like bringing a little piece of the garden right into the dish. Sprinkle it into the bowl. And now, the part that feels most like cooking with love. Roll up your sleeves and mix it all together with your hands. There's something special about feeling the ingredients come together, the way families have done for generations. It's the best way to really feel the texture and make sure everything blends evenly. Just be gentle. Once the mixture comes together, stop mixing so the meat stays tender and juicy. While the meat rests, let's get the potatoes ready for our side dish. Place 5 medium potatoes into a pot. Cover them with water. Add 1 teaspoon of salt. Put the lid on and let them simmer gently for 30 to 40 minutes. Lay a large sheet of parchment paper on your work surface. Place the meat mixture on top and gently press it into a rectangle about 1 inch thick. Friends, I always enjoy knowing where you're from. Please share your city and country, and if you're in the US, let me know your state. Try to keep the shape even. This will help it roll smoothly later. Don't rush this step. The more carefully you shape the base, the easier it will be to add and hold the filling. If you have any questions about the recipe, don't hesitate to drop them in the comments, and I'll reply as soon as I can. Next, heat a frying pan and melt a 1/4 stick, or 30 grams, of butter. Grate 2 garlic cloves on a mini grater. Garlic doesn't just add flavor, it's also full of natural antibacterial and antiviral properties, like a little immune boost in every bite. Friends, if you enjoyed the video, a like would be much appreciated. It's the best way to support me. Add the garlic to the melted butter and sauté for about a minute, just until fragrant. Then, finely chop 5 ounces, or 150 grams, of fresh spinach. Such a simple green, yet so powerful. It's full of iron, calcium, and fiber, all important for strong bones and healthy digestion. Friends, if you like my content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications for more recipes like this. When the butter and garlic in your pan turn fragrant, add the spinach in. Let it cook gently, stirring now and then, until it softens, wilts, and releases its moisture. Once the liquid has evaporated, remove it from the heat. Now spread the spinach evenly over the meat base. Take your time with this step. It's more than just adding another layer. It's about building flavor with care, the way our mothers and grandmothers did, spoonful by spoonful, making sure that every bite carried warmth, nourishment, and love. Pour a light drizzle of olive oil into a frying pan and let it warm over medium heat. Meanwhile, finely chop 7 ounces or 200 grams of fresh mushrooms. I find this step so grounding. The steady rhythm of the knife, the soft sound as the mushrooms give way under the blade. As soon as you cut them, that gentle, earthy scent fills the air. And it always reminds me of family meals in the cooler months, when the kitchen was a warm escape from the chill outside. Once you've finished chopping, add them to the pan. Sauté slowly, giving them a gentle stir now and then until they turn golden and their juices cook away. When they're ready, turn off the heat. Spread the mushrooms in an even layer over the spinach on top of the meat. Take your time with this step, distributing them spoonful by spoonful, so every slice of the roll will have just the right balance of flavors. It always reminds me of layering a casserole for family dinner, each layer added with care and a little thought of the people who'll be enjoying it. Now, grate 5 ounces or 150 grams of Emmental cheese. It melts beautifully with a subtle, nutty flavor that ties everything together. Sprinkle it evenly over the top. This is the layer that will bring creaminess and richness to every bite. Using the parchment paper to guide you, gently roll the meat into a log, tucking it carefully as you go. As I roll, I can't help but think back to family evenings in the kitchen, watching my mother press and shape the meat with her hands while humming softly. And it feels especially meaningful now, with the holiday season just around the corner. Soon we'll be gathering at the table again, for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, for all those moments that bring us together. Next, let's prepare the glaze. In a small bowl, combine 2 tablespoons of ketchup, 4 tablespoons of soy sauce, 1 teaspoon of grain Dijon mustard, and 2 tablespoons of honey. Stir until smooth. This sweet and savory glaze will give the roll a gorgeous shine and a deep, rich flavor. Place the meat roll onto a sheet of foil and brush it generously with the glaze. Take your time with this step. It feels like painting, and it's the final touch before baking. As it cooks, the glaze will caramelize, wrapping the roll in a golden color and filling the kitchen with an irresistible aroma. Once coated, wrap the roll tightly in the foil. And place it in a preheated oven at 360 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. Let it bake for 1 hour. While the roll bakes, let's finish the potatoes. Check them with a knife or fork. If it slides in without resistance, they're ready. Drain the water and place the potatoes back into the warm pot. The gentle heat will help any extra moisture evaporate. Now add a 1/4 stick or 30 grams of butter, 2 fluid ounces or 60 milliliters of cream, and 1 ounce or 30 grams of grated Parmesan cheese. Begin mashing until the potatoes are smooth and creamy. The butter makes them rich, the cream gives them a silky texture, and the Parmesan adds a delicate tang that balances the flavors beautifully. Use a classic potato masher for a rustic feel, or a hand whisk if you'd like them extra light and fluffy. About 10 minutes before the meat roll is finished, take it out of the oven. Carefully unwrap the foil and brush the top with the rest of the glaze. Return it to the oven, this time uncovered for the final minutes of baking. When the baking time is up, bring the roll out of the oven. Then slice it gently so the juices stay right where they belong, inside. And just look at those layers. Juicy, seasoned meat, tender spinach, golden mushrooms, and a ribbon of melted cheese, all wrapped snugly together. Now, let's plate it up. Start by adding a generous spoonful of the creamy mashed potatoes. Next, place a thick slice of the meat roll right alongside, letting the juices mingle just a little with the potatoes. Then slice a few cherry tomatoes. Scatter them on the plate for a pop of freshness and color. Finally, chop some fresh parsley. Sprinkle it over the top, giving the dish that last touch of brightness. And there it is, a beautiful meal created from the simplest ingredients, but prepared with care and love in every step. Thank you for cooking with me today, but don't go just yet. There's another cozy and tasty recipe I'd love to share with you. Start with a 3.5 pounds or 1.5 kilogram piece of pork loin. Ensure that there is no excess moisture by patting it dry with a paper towel. Now slice it carefully, as I show in the video, to open it up into a flat rectangle of meat. Take your time with this step. The more even the surface, the easier it will be to stuff and roll later. Next, make shallow cuts across the surface at a slight angle. These little marks will help the spices sink in more deeply. Cover the pork with a piece of plastic wrap and gently pound it with a mallet. This makes the thickness more even and tenderizes the meat, so it cooks beautifully. In a small bowl, mix together 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of paprika, 1 teaspoon of coarse dried garlic, and 1 teaspoon of dried green herbs like parsley or cilantro. Mix the spices until they come together in a fragrant blend. Sprinkle it generously over the pork, like dusting it with flavor. Then, with your hands, gently massage the seasoning into the meat. letting it sink into every fold and corner. Fold the pork in half. Give the surface a light sprinkle of salt. Then fold it once more. Place it gently on a plate and let it rest for 30 minutes to 1 hour. This short rest allows the spices to soak in and the flavors to deepen. Take 5 large potatoes and slice them evenly. There's something so comforting about working with potatoes. They've been at the heart of family meals for generations. Simple, nourishing, and full of potassium to keep our hearts and muscles strong. They're the kind of ingredient that always makes a dish feel homely and satisfying. Place the slices into a bowl, ready for the flavors to come. Now grate 1 ounce or 30 grams of Parmesan cheese. I always love this part. The aroma of freshly grated Parmesan is so cozy and inviting. It fills the kitchen with that warm, nutty fragrance that instantly makes you think of comfort food. Add it to the potatoes. Then season with 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 teaspoon of oregano, and 1 teaspoon of paprika. Finally, drizzle with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. Toss everything until the potatoes are well coated. In a baking dish, drizzle a little more olive oil and spread it around. Transfer the potatoes in, arranging them in an even layer. Place the dish in a preheated oven at 360 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius and bake for about 40 minutes until the edges are golden and crisp. While the potatoes bake, let's prepare something truly special. Caramelized onions. In a frying pan, add a drizzle of olive oil. Now add a 1/4 stick or 30 grams of butter. This mix of oils gives richness while keeping the butter from burning. Now slice 2 onions into thin feathers. Take your time here. The thinner the slices, the faster they'll soften and caramelize later. I always find this step almost meditative. Knife gliding through each layer, the onions slowly opening up like pages in a book. And when we slice them thin and even, they cook beautifully, releasing that natural sweetness we all love. Cook the onions gently over medium heat until they soften and turn light brown. At this stage, sprinkle in 3 tablespoons of sugar. Stir slowly, and you'll see the onions begin to glisten. Add 2 tablespoons of soy sauce and 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Stir well and continue cooking until the onions become deeply caramelized, sweet, and sticky. It takes a little patience, but the smell alone brings back memories of cozy family dinners when the kitchen filled with that warm, sweet aroma that promised something truly special was coming to the table. Unfold the marinated pork and lay it flat on your work surface. Spread the caramelized onions evenly across the meat. Their sweetness will balance the richness of the pork beautifully. Now take 8 ounces, or 240 grams, of Emmental cheese and grate it. I love how Emmental falls in soft curls as you grate, with that gentle nutty aroma filling the air. Sprinkle it generously over the onions, creating a creamy, melty layer. In a frying pan, drizzle a little olive oil and melt a quarter stick, or 30 grams, of butter. As it melts, slice 8 to 10 mushrooms. Mushrooms always remind me of fall walks through the woods, when the air was crisp and carried that earthy scent of leaves and pine. Add them to the pan and sauté slowly until they release their juices and turn a beautiful golden brown. Season with a pinch of salt and a touch of black pepper. Give them a gentle stir. And then pour the sautéed mushrooms over the pork. Next, finely chop a fresh bunch of parsley. I love the way parsley brightens everything, fresh, green, and full of vitamins that support both heart and digestion. Scatter it over the top. Carefully roll the pork up, keeping the filling tucked neatly inside. Take a foil-lined baking dish and place a sheet of damp parchment paper on top. Gently place the pork roll on the parchment. Now lay strips of bacon across the top, slightly overlapping so they cover the entire surface. The bacon adds flavor, locks in moisture, and gives the roll that beautiful savory finish. Wrap the roll first in the parchment, then in foil, sealing it well. Place it in a preheated oven at 360 degrees Fahrenheit or 180 degrees Celsius. Bake for 1 hour. In a medium glass bowl, whisk together 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of ketchup, 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, 1 tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce, and 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard. As you stir, you'll see the mixture turn glossy and smooth. This is our glaze, sweet, tangy, and full of flavor. Now take the pork out of the oven and carefully unwrap the foil and parchment. The aroma that escapes is just wonderful. Brush the roll generously with the glaze, making sure every side gets a good coating. This step is like giving the dish its final touch of love. The glaze will caramelize in the oven, turning golden and shiny. Return the roll to the oven, uncovered, and bake for another 10 to 15 minutes. Now slice into the roll. The pork is tender and aromatic, wrapped in that golden bacon, and the filling looks so inviting. To serve, place a hearty spoonful of the potatoes on a plate. Then add a thick, juicy slice of the pork roll right beside them. This recipe has been in my family for years, and it always feels extra special to make. I hope this dish brings warmth and happiness to your family's meal as it has to mine. Thank you for cooking with me today. Until next time, happy cooking.